Only in extreme circumstances do you want to build a fire. The smoke from a fire, the smell, the glow of a fire at night will bring in desperate people like moths to a flame.
We have a brand new product on our website right now. It's called the Build Your Own Bug Out Bag. You're going to be able to go on our website right now today and pick as your base one of these two gray man type packs, and you're going to be able to add whatever you want from every category. You're going to have options for shelter, fire, water, food, navigation, signaling, knives, tools. You're going to be able to put together your own pack the way that you want it and customize it and get a discount in the process. So if you guys are looking to build your own bug out bag, now you can do that on thesurvivalsummit.com. In addition to our new product, we're running a giveaway. We're going to be giving away a fully loaded, fully stocked bug out bag. In this bug out bag, there's going to be everything you need for shelter, fire, water, food, land navigation, signaling, and even tools. This is the bag you can win, fully stocked. We're going to be announcing the giveaway winner on Halloween. Just go to thesurvivalsummit.com/bugoutbag and sign up today.
The second core essential that you need to have in every one of your bug out bags is going to be a fire starting kit. A lot of people are under the misguided notion that you can only freeze to death if it drops below freezing, and that's not true. Especially if you're wet, you can easily get hypothermia and freeze to death overnight in low 40s, even mid 40s. A fire is not just for warming up your body. While that is an emergency situation and very important, there's going to be a lot of situations, especially in an evasion situation, a week into a long-term grid down scenario or a collapse situation, there's going to be times where you're not going to want to build a fire to warm your body. At the same time, you may need to build a small fire to purify some water. You may need to build a small fire to heat up water for your mountain house meals or whatever you're going to be eating for the evening. I highly recommend that you use that SBIT system that I discussed earlier. If you're just looking to heat water, you want to minimize your smoke output and your flame output when dealing with fires. Another great aspect to having a fire is the morale aspect to a fire. There's just something about sitting around a campfire at night. If you've ever been backpacking or hiking, you know what I'm saying. After a long day of exertion, just sitting back and staring into the flames, there's just something about that that'll lift your morale. Now, it's important if you're going to be building a fire that you only do that day 1, day 2, possibly day 3 after a collapse situation, when things are still kind of sane and people haven't gone nuts yet. After that, day 4, day 5, anytime after that, only in extreme circumstances do you want to build a fire. The smoke from a fire, the smell, the glow of a fire at night will bring in desperate people like moths to a flame. And you don't want people approaching your camp at night when you can't see them approaching. So you want to minimize building an actual fire after day 3 or day 4. And it's not 72 hours, it's not 48 hours. A lot of people have different opinions on how fast things are going to fall apart. We're only going to know once it happens. Use your best judgment when deciding on when to build a fire. My personal fire starting kit, I keep in a small pouch. That way I can easily move it between my bug out bag, lone wolf bag, my get home bag, assault bag, and I keep it easily accessible on my pack, so typically in one of the front pouches. And again, I keep it all compact like this. So if I'm going to go over there to build a fire, I can grab my whole pouch, carry it with me over to where I'm going to start my fire. And I don't know what brand this is. It's just a canvas OD green pouch that I keep my fire starting kit in. The 3 things that you're going to need in any fire starting kit is going to be a tinder. That is a small material that is easily ignitable. That is going to be your fuel. You're going to need a heat source, a lighter, a metal match, something of that nature. And obviously for a fire, you need oxygen. Inside my fire starting kit, I keep most of my items in a Ziploc bag just to help keep them from getting wet. The things that aren't in the Ziploc bag is I have a tube of fire paste here, Coughlin's brand fire paste, which is my go-to tinder. And I also have my Leatherman in my fire starting kit. When I open this Ziploc bag, what I carry in here are 2 full-size Bic brand lighters. It is important to buy Bic. Do not rely solely on your Bic lighter though. It is important that you have a way to start a fire without an actual lighter. Other than Bic brand lighters, a lot of people like a Zippo type lighter. Zippo lighters are fantastic and I highly recommend them for retreats in your bug out location. However, if you've ever had a Zippo lighter in a console of a car or something like that, and you pull it out where it hasn't been used for a long time, similar to maybe your bug out bag, and if there's been any kind of heat, the fuel in the Zippo lighter will evaporate. You could end up pulling that Zippo lighter out and not have any fuel in it. Now, you could also carry a bottle of fuel with you, but that's just extra weight. Zippo lighters are heavier than Bic lighters. I'm not saying you can't use a Zippo lighter. I would recommend carrying cheap, disposable Bic style lighters. As your backup ignition source to your Bic lighter, you must carry a metal match. A metal match, flint and steel, sometimes referred to as a ferro rod, is a way to get a good spark without the use of an actual lighter. Important thing to remember with a metal match is you could light 5,000 fires with a metal match. Your Bic lighters, you may get a couple hundred. So at some point, you're going to run out of fluid in your lighters, and you definitely want to have a backup ignition source. Now, this is a cheap Bear Grylls model. I also have a larger rod here. Comes with these things. I typically use my pocket knife when I'm starting a fire. I would actually recommend on Amazon and eBay, you can get much larger ferro rods, 5-6 inches long, ½ inch thick, and they will last you literally a lifetime. And a lot of times they don't have this plastic cap. You can actually turn it over when one side wears out and you can start using the other side. So definitely make sure you have a metal match or an auxiliary fire starting source besides your lighter. As far as tinders go for your fire starting kit, this is a very hotly debated subject. You'll hear a lot of people talk about cotton balls and Vaseline. You'll have this brand, that brand, different types of ignition sources for your metal match and for lighter for starting a fire. I am not going to tell you one's right and one's wrong. I'm just going to show you what I prefer to use. I like Coughlin's fire paste. It's lightweight. It's about the size of a roll of toothpaste. And you can squirt this side of a twig on under the underneath part. This will light when it's wet, when it's damp out. A very good way to start a fire. It's basically a gel that you squeeze out to get your fire started, and it lasts for a couple minutes. It produces a good flame. The other thing I recommend is called Wet Fire. These are little tablets that work very well even in the rain. So I carry these as a backup to my fire paste, and I typically, in most of my pouches and most of my fire starting kits, will carry half a dozen, depending on how long I'm going to be away from home.